Hey guys, welcome to AlltimeGaming. I'm Jamie.
I'm Rob.
And I'm John from All Time 10s, filling in for Chris and Alex. And we've been thinking a lot over the last few weeks about you, our audience, mainly your audience.
Well, still our audience. I wouldn't say
I love
that.
you guys.
It's a shared audience.
It's a shared all time.
In what way have you been thinking about them?
Just thinking about what videos I'd like to watch, Jamie. What way have you been thinking about them?
Same
Same
way as you have.
Rob?
Just every night before I get to sleep. Just
I try not to think about them at all, to be honest.
don't want to put faces to the names, I understand.
Exactly.
We here at AlltimeGaming appreciate that you have a choice in video game related YouTube-based content. That's what we call it anyway.
Yes, but is there such a thing as too much choice? I mean, not saying you should be loyal only to us.
Although you probably should only be loyal to us.
Yeah, but every day we're bombarded by choices that could potentially alter our lives forever.
Yeah, every day, mate. This happens in games all the time. Here are 6 tough choices we've been forced to make. Oh, and be warned, there will be spoilers. Lots of them. There will be blood, Jamie.
Killing is never easy in video games if you discount all those other murders you commit. Yet build up some backstory and force players to make split-second decisions, and suddenly shooting someone in the face can make a lot of sense. Until Dawn is a popcorn horror film turned into a game. It's like Halloween crossed with Evil Dead. For that reason, it's hard not to feel too upset when stereotypical high school bitch number 309 Emily is bitten by a Wendigo if the player makes a certain few choices in the game. Those aren't the terrible choices though. The really hard choice is when playing as her ex Mike, you can either choose to shoot her through the eye or let her live. Why shoot her? Well, aside from being an awful person, the group of scared, ill-informed teens believe that a Wendigo bite can transform someone into one themselves. If Emily is bitten, she will transform herself and kill them all. Only in reality, she won't, as a bite won't do much more than become infected, leading to eventual blood poisoning, gangrene, and possible death. That's what makes this decision so hard at the time. You have no idea that Emily isn't a danger, and while you can take a chance and leave her be, is it worth putting everyone at risk based on your hunch? No, I didn't think so.
Relationships are complicated if you're lucky enough to have one. If your ex isn't shooting you to prevent you from turning into some eldritch horror, your current squeeze is balancing your fate against that of the whole town. Life is Strange sees your character, time-travelling Nancy Drew like Max, having to make such a hard decision. On the one hand, Max can choose to let her hometown Arcadia Bay drown in a freak natural disaster in return for saving her potential love interest Chloe, but on the other hand, you can save the town and its hundreds of inhabitants, but let Chloe die as she did right at the start of the game. Again, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? Probably. Max and Chloe spent an entire game building the chemistry that doesn't exist with the other residents, but that alone isn't enough to let them all die, right, you sick bastards? Especially heartbreaking is the section just before you have to make a choice, where you wander the diner filled with frozen in-town residents, each begging you to make the right decision. These poor souls know they're going to die unless you help them, yet they still don't carry the emotional weight that Chloe holds. Can you handle having to listen to Chloe die all over again? Selfish or selfless, either way, you're going to suffer. How did you act, and did you feel as bloody useless as we did? Leave a tearful comment in the section below.
The Witcher series has always been about making tough choices. Does Geralt want to stick his dick in woman A or woman B? Decisions. However, sometimes the choice comes along with more dire consequences beyond getting the clap. In The Witcher 3, Geralt is tasked with killing a spirit locked inside the heart of a tree in order to continue in his search for Ciri. The spirit is largely blameless for the deaths as it has no control over those who die, but by freeing it, an entire village will die, and, through consequential actions, the entire area will be thrown into chaos. On the upside, some children won't be eaten by local witches, so, that's good if you're soft. However, if you kill the spirit, you're forced into a fight that will see the children die, but result in fewer deaths in the village and less rampaging in the surrounding area. Does the lives of the many outweigh the lives of the few? Is a possessed spirit really to blame for the deaths that led to its imprisonment? Can child eaters be trusted? For many people, this may have been a hard choice, but I hate kids and trees, so fuck the lot of them.
Decisions are always hard when children are involved, except if you're some weird, spineless frog like Rob. Just doesn't give a shit about anything or anyone. But if you're anyone else, you'll understand why you do almost anything to save the little bastards. So it should be no surprise that one of the hardest decisions in Heavy Rain was when the ludicrously named Ethan Mars is given a choice between killing someone or possibly losing his son. All the way through the game, the origami killer gives Ethan challenges in order to rescue his son. But these aren't some shitty internet this isn't the cinnamon challenge or the salt and ice thing. No, they're like cut off your finger and electrocute yourself. Huh? Real challenges. Man challenges. And that's not sexist. In The Shark, you're told to go to the home of a drug dealer, Brad Silver, and execute him for a shot at the star prize, a non-dead child. Silver meanwhile fights back, and after confronting him in what looks like a nursery, informs Ethan that he too is a father and literally begs, to be spared. So here's the dilemma. Kill a drug dealer, deprive his innocent child of her father and get your own kid back, or refuse to kill, allow a drug dealer to continue his way of life and possibly lose your child for good. In short, it's a lose-lose scenario, but you have to ask yourself, which decision is the one I'm going to lose less of my soul over? What did you choose? Let us know in the comments below.
Okay, let's move off this depressing subject and look at more pressing matters. Matters like the Superhuman Registration Act. Real life stuff, mate. In Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, you're forced to pick a side between Iron Man, who is trying to get heroes to consider the consequences of their actions, and Captain America, fighting for truth, liberty, and telling the government where to stick it. And it's basically the Avengers 2. No, Captain America Civil War, actually. Yeah, since the release of the comic book Civil War, nerds across the world have been arguing about who they supported and why. Some supported Iron Man because apparently the ends justified the means, and some were Team Cap because they were stuck-ups who probably shat Stars and Stripes. Either way, this game allowed us to work through our power fantasies in a healthy manner, kicking 7 saves of shit out of each other in a virtual world rather than in my front room. This was a hard choice for a lot of people because neither side was entirely right. Iron Man allows brutal authoritarianism and utilises the worst members of society to win, and Captain America is so intent on refusing to compromise or see the reason behind registration that he launches a divisive war in which nobody wins and society loses. It's a little bit like Brexit, really.
Yeah, but war has always been divisive, and in the Mass Effect universe, that could have spelled doom for everyone. Mass Effect is known for having choices that have far-reaching consequences, almost as much as Shepard fucking a succession of aliens. Yet aside from the alien STDs, nothing has caused Shepard as much discomfort as the matter of the Krogan genophage. Of course, all the way through the series, the Krogan were an aggressive and hostile race, wronged by the Solarians and Turians. You sympathised with them, but you also saw why it happened. So in Mass Effect 3, when you have a chance to put it right and deliver a cure, the Solarian Dalatras offers you an alternative. A fake cure that would fool the Krogan, but not your trusted companion Mordin. This betrayal does not come without compensation. Full use of the Solarian battle fleet, vital in taking on the Reapers. In effect, you're being told to choose between what you deem more important, the Krogan or the Solarians, your honour or shooting a neurotic amphibian in the face. While the game is filled with other terrible choices, and God help you if you let Tali die, this pick is awful because even if you do something right, everything right, cure the Krogan and recruit some Solarians, you're still going to have to lose someone very dear to you. God damn it, BioWare.
That was our pick of 6 of some of the hardest decisions for gamers out there. Agree with our list, or still not forgiving us for reminding you about Mordin? Leave something in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this video, why not check out 7 Things You Missed Resident Evil 7 Secrets. It's a great title by Rusty Moleboxer. And while you're over there, head in the comment section and tell good old Rusty that we sent you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, guys.